This to you with the lovely James Bardolph and Mr. DDK. Lovely t-shirt, by the way, Dan. Enjoying that?
Thank you. I prefer yours.
I think the colour of mine suits me more, but I like yours as well.
Yeah.
James, not so good.
They tried to get me in on this, but I said no. I could put a t-shirt. I have a t-shirt here.
Why do you say no, James?
Because I don't like your ideas, Dan.
Dan,
there's only two colours. So there's no, like, if there's another colour, then maybe. But
it's true. Well, you're a beautiful filling in between an ECS sandwich.
Okay. Yeah. Coffee with milk. Yeah. We can take that.
Dan, I've got a job for you. We've got some social stuff to go through here. Can you tell everyone how they can get involved on the show to be brought up to you right now? There we go.
So youtube.com/FACEIT, you can find all the VODs. And of course, remember, we have, obviously, with YouTube, the ability to scrub back, to pause, scrub back. If you have to go away and do something, you can, of course, catch everything still. And it's very easy and simple to do. And you'll never miss...
What do you think of my shoes?
They're the Nike SB ones, aren't they?
Yeah, these are the Supreme ones.
James, you're like a cat where you'll just jump in the way. So you'll be doing something, you'll be trying to watch a movie, and you'll just jump in the way.
That's cool, isn't it?
Taking all the attention.
Wait,
I don't care what anyone else is trying to do.
This camera.
I actually tried to buy those ones. I forgot it was coming out, and I missed the boat. It's all gone wrong. They are pretty cool, though.
I can show you where to get these. That's awesome.
That is very cool.
I had to buy in the UK. They didn't do them in my size. I had to buy them in America
size 15 or whatever.
US 14,
14.
English, UK 13. So
pretty unusually large, but beautiful.
I can help you out. I can help you out.
Yeah.
Unusually large.
Well, we've got some great teams playing in this region. Let's have a look at them, and we'll kind of break it down for you. Here we go. It's going to be Cloud9 Rogue. This is the North American teams. We need to bring up the European teams. We could go. There we go. Perfect. Astralis, Fnatic, all the best teams in the world here, boys. NIP, FaZe, G2, Mouse, North, Virtus.Pro. One of the teams that will be playing today. LDLC, a new qualified team, actually looked pretty surprisingly good yesterday, I would say. And Optic will also be at it. A bit of turmoil for them, some roster changes, but we'll get into that later. That's going to be a lot of fun. We have the schedule for today that we can have a look at and see who will be fending off against each other. We only have 2 maps today from the European division. It will be Optic, Virtus.Pro on Mirage, and Train. Now, I guess at this point we do need to maybe get into the game first, but there's also something I want to address.
Oh, here we go.
We have got a lot of Counter-Strike over the next 5 weeks.
Yes,
it's leading up to one amazing event. I didn't even know this was the venue, but it's going to be held at the Esports Stadium, I believe, in Arlington.
Yeah.
There are tickets available, guys. You should check those out. Let's have a look at those and see what the dates are, who's going to be playing, what's going to be happening.
This guy's putting in work.
I know. I've been working on my hosting abilities every day. No graphic for it, boys.
Fantastic.
So we're just going to talk about what's going to be coming up.
It's on the schedule page in a rotation, though.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what the graphic would
You've put in more work than they have.
I thought that was going to be coming up. Anyway, it is going to be happening. What are the dates, James? Do you know those?
Christ, put me on the spot. I believe it is.
I thought my work was just be talking, but I didn't realize.
22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
Thanksgiving.
No, it's 4 days. It's 4 days.
In November,
so
right?
22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th in November.
Okay,
but
cool.
They won't all be available to the public, I'm guessing, so probably just the weekend, the Saturday and the Sunday.
Exactly. Okay, so it's at the Esports Stadium. Can you tell us a little bit about
that? It's brand new. That's about it.
Brilliant. That's
I haven't been there. I've seen some plans. It looks like they've got, even on it's so new, even on their website, they have like virtual pictures in
Here we go. This is what I wanted to see. This is exactly what I wanted to see.
Yeah, it looks got a nice light. It's a bit like the Luxor.
That looks like a concept image, but at the same time, I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, that's like on their website. They got concept images and so on, but I'm very interested to see what it's like.
There's a lot of happy couples in that photo. Did you notice that? Lots of people holding hands.
It's going to be you and I, Dan,
walking around in car parks.
Weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, at this point, we get to chat about life, guys. I get to put this away.
Okay.
We can chat about life.
He's going blind.
I'm going off piece.
Going in blind.
So, how are you doing?
I'm good. I just bought some new socks.
New socks. I could have done with those today.
Yeah,
as you can see,
I blame Dan for this because Dan's like, why do I?
What do you mean?
Just not wear shoes.
What are you talking about?
Yesterday he was just there in his socks. Every season, Dan is like, okay, I've forgotten all my trousers. Here I am with shorts. Or why wear shoes? 5 minutes ago, he said, like, guys, where are my shoes? That was a genuine question in the studio.
I like to see what I can get away with, James.
Why are you like this,
and
Dan?
see how mad people will get.
Dan asking.
You're an influence on me. I thought it was all cool to not wear shoes.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay.
Let's do what I like.
These guys are here all the time. I must have the freedom to come in with the slippers.
Henry conformed, and then it was 2 against 1.
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm thinking.
I felt like, we have the numbers.
No, it's a dictatorship. It's only 2 against 1 if you have if your opinion is registered as valid, but it isn't.
Well,
I don't know if I should wear these or not. Or these ones.
I've just got word, boys. We're getting players on the server, so let's talk about the game coming up, right? I want to talk about Virtus.Pro the most. I'm sure we've all got very interesting and controversial opinions on the team. I don't really want to start with mine. I'll start a negative tone.
I'll start.
Yeah, why don't you go first, James?
I saw HLTV. They did. They have this. Obviously they've got like rankings for teams, right?
Sure.
they've got this thing, I don't know what it's called, where like 5 players are moving up. It's like winners and losers kind of thing, but for players, yeah. Yeah, and they had Snatchy, they had Snatchy on the downswing based on the major.
You're a fan of Snatchy, though, aren't
I'm a big fan of Snatchy, yeah. We watched him in Istanbul, and yeah, I'm a Snatchy fan. So I feel like, I mean, timing-wise, a lot has happened since the major, so I think it's bad timing for that article because he's in most of the Virtus.Pro games he's popping off. He's the only, like, even when they're losing, he's the only person who's still positive and just savaging people.
Now he's the main AWPer at this point, right? And he's actually super talented, super fast, aggressive.
Best AWPer in Poland easily.
Yeah, well, he's taking over the responsibility from Pasha, right? And now you've got to ask yourself, where does that leave Pasha in this team? We've lost some of the big names within the squad. Obviously, Bialy's gone now. Snacks has gone. Do we feel like there's ever going to be a resurgence? Will they ever get back to any sort of relevant form within CSGO?
I actually think it's kind of perfect in a way. Actually, the funny thing for me is I think that from what I've seen so far of their gameplay, that Mihu has been more of the sort of like, he does a lot of stuff that's a bit too crazy, and you feel like he needs to rein in some of the aggression. Sometimes he makes a lot of weird decisions, but I think overall the rest of the team is looking really good. I think they've got nice pieces. Pasha, I think, is great as a secondary AWPer, kind of like Forrest, you know, on NIP, where he's a guy that just wants the freedom to kind of do everything. You don't want to box him in. He can be amazing with the AWP when he feels like he's got a particular read, but also very good rifler and just very explosive. And he plays very much off that feeling. So, and I think that since you know, Bialy left and Snacks left and so on, I actually feel like this is a new like Virtus.Pro. This is something different now. This is kind of cool. Neo's getting in there, doing not the support man as much as he was before as well.
Pasha's always been the most consistent player in recent memory for the team as well.
Like to be fair, and I don't think that's a huge selling point, to be honest. I'm not very excited about the prospect of that. Like, I'd rather the big names like Neo, and we've got 30 seconds till the game goes live. I want to hear your thoughts on Neo. Do we feel like at this point his career is somewhat being tarnished towards the end? Is it going to be one of those things you have to exit on an absolute low instead of going out as regarded as one of the best players of all time?
I think it's hard to say because you don't know what's happening behind the doors. You don't know. You don't know who. Like when you had NIP changing one person at a time, right? But the core are still playing the same Counter-Strike, and you don't know like if he's part of that or like if he's part of the problem or part of the solution. So really, it's impossible to say, I think.
We're getting in game, boys. We're ready to go. Let's jump in and see what's going on. It is Optic. We didn't talk about them too much. I would say that they are the absolute heavy favorites here, especially on Mirage. It's a map that suits their play style. They're very aggressive. Players like Config will absolutely do work on here. It's his best map, I think, and it's going to be a T-start for them. And Mihu, who should have been a star of Poland, never really was fully realized, will be defending towards B with Pasha. Here we go, smoke towards Shore, and the shot through the smoke. Can Pasha find the first? Indeed he can, but they're still on the B bomb site here.
It's always very tough, especially with that smoke, or the smoke's down as they are, getting in. But with that one quick kill from Pasha, it will alleviate some of the problems. Config will move closer and closer, and VP just have to really wait out these smokes, which really sucks. Will give them less time to actually go in for the defuse, but see if they can do it here. There's good defense coming from Config. Pasha needs to be able to trade this, but he can't do it. And now it's all eyes towards the kitchen position, the shop area, and you can see that that is just too problematic. Split is shut down, and I actually disagree with you, Henry. I actually think that this will be a close game.
I think it'll be an absolute mauling, mate. I think it's 16-3.
I actually think that this VP...
Now they've won a pistol.
Snatchy always pops off from Morels.
I saw some really good stuff from VP recently. I actually I think they can do it. Morels was actually pretty damn good to watch as well.
He's like a young Polish talent, right? That hasn't really been in teams before. I'm interested to see what he brings to the table. I'm not saying that they're done for, right? But
you just said it's been mauling.
I think this game will be. I just don't think I'm saying the biggest picture of things. I'm not saying they're absolutely done for, but Config, when he gets in the zone, it's difficult to get him out of there. And there's no one on the Virtus.Pro side, in my opinion, that can go toe-to-toe with the rifles against him. His aim is absolutely brutal, especially on this map. On the CT side, he'll be doing what he wants, and it's up to you to try and stop him. It's his server at that point. But this is the semi-forced fight. You can see Neo's not fully invested. But they've got the scouts out, the Deagles, CZs, and so far so good for Optic. They've got connector control, an opening pick, Pasha going down, and it looks like a beast with the bomb's position right now.
That's what do you make of these MP5s? We've got 2 on the board.
Dude, I love them. There's a skin there as well. We've got skins.
I told you that yesterday. That you not listen to anything I
can admit when I'm wrong, bro. I can admit when I'm wrong. It's fine.
Bloody hell, Henry.
I think these have to be souvenir drops, though. That's the only thing.
Well, yeah, but face it. Stick it.
Yeah.
Now, you can get them ranking up in matchmaking as of like 2 days ago.
Oh no! Oh no! Henry!
Oh, okay, right.
Come on.
What do you mean? I haven't done
Come on, Henry. You counted them out. You said you're mauling.
All right.
Look, he's getting mauled right now.
Let's see if Snappy pulls this one off. Hold on.
Your
he spotted him.
Predictions.
Mihu, you are done for, mate. All right.
Ooh, sit down. What was that, Mihu?
All right, nice thick slice of humble pie for Henry G. Let's have it.
Call blimey, son.
That was actually pretty sick from VP. Then maybe that might be a team yet.
It might be in the running for the Super Army Soldiers.
Shut up. Going back to the pistol round quickly. We're seeing that smoke towards the window, the market window, being more and more common. I really want to learn that as a general lurker smoke, just to be a pain in the bum. So I think did I make a note of that yesterday? I think I did. Normally I take notes during the match of things I want to.
There was a smoke you definitely wanted to look into yesterday. I can't remember which one it was.
I sent myself 2 emails.
Morales, though, getting it done. Nice spray down.
What did I say, Henry? What did I say?
You said they're going to be. You said it's going to be a close game. You didn't say VP going to win, so don't start getting the high horse. Unless you're going to put money where your mouth is and say they're going to win, I'm not interested.
Yeah, Dan, don't sit on the fence, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to win.
Yeah?
I'm in.
Got to make it interesting.
I'm in.
Put some ramen on it.
Getting the win.
Okay, fair enough.
And throwing Henry straight in the bin.
In the bin.
Into the kayak.
For his sins. And we'll
of which there are many.
Yeah, there are. Too many to keep track of. But
they
let's
have
have
a
a
bomb
look.
down here. This is kind of scary. Config is beasting.
It's actually over, Dan. They're gonna. Oh, okay, maybe not. But look at the HP though.
Yeah, this is dangerous. He just needs the one next hit wins. Like,
if there could be a hit.
Everybody's just 1 bullet away almost.
Oh,
21 HP now. He's got the
can't get that.
Oh,
he's fluffed it. Henry,
that's
come
the darkest timeline.
They're going to force buy again though. Optic are not going to eco here. Trust me on that one.
Yeah.
They're going to buy up once again.
Keep the pressure on.
It took him so long to get there.
Yeah, I guess he was like trying to make the footsteps, get him off the bomb.
Yeah, I don't know if he was sure if he was on the bomb, I guess.
So, are they not forcing this? I would thought for sure a team like Optic will be all in on this. They got it down to a 1 versus 1. They're not buying. Config's thinking about it. He gets the armor out. He got a few more kills last round, so he gets an extra, what, $600 for those 2 he got.
Isn't this the Sliggy strat?
That's a pistol strat.
Oh, right.
Sliggy strat, you have to get the Deagle pistol, go to the A round to go for the first pick. He says he gets it 95% of the time. In the show match, though, it didn't actually get anywhere close, did it? So like maybe the stats are a little bit off.
95% of the time, some of the time.
I feel like you
can't believe source players.
These source players. Hey man, Dan's a source player as well. We gotta respect him.
I played some source, yeah.
He was in Insert Coin. Don't know if you heard about them.
Wasn't in Insert Coin, but
oh, he's a fan of them. I was in Insert Coin. You were a fan, right?
I played against. I probably played against you. I don't think we would have realized.
Would have got battered, mate. Anyway.
But to be fair, at that point, I was
all still mates.
I was, you know.
You were what, Dan? What were you?
Scientologist? What year was that? 2005?
That was 2005, yeah.
Yeah, so I just joined Dignitas for Quake 4.
We went to WCG Singapore in Insert Coin.
So it's acceptable, because at least I was the
By
best
round
in my
left,
game.
come on, focus. There are 4 versus pro players in the A bomb site. Smoking off note, they're molotoving the ramp, actually, where Cajun B is. 2 players now in connector for the CT side of a crossfire, and that's one way to open things up. Cajun B, a man who said he was looking forward to being back on the rifle and off the AWP, showing us a peek of why he feels that way.
Right then, opening pick. This time Cajun B. He's actually been playing really well recently, I'll say that much. I've never regarded him as a huge fragger. He's always been a safe pair of hands, but he's actually, last couple of months, been pretty lights out. It's going to be the 5 versus 4. Obviously, perfect scenario when you're on the T side with over a minute remaining, trying to bait out the utility from the CTs. As you can see, they've got 1 smoke now, no incendiaries. Optic, if they go for an execution, they're going to have a huge upper hand in terms of their utility setup. 3 smokes available still, and Pasha trying to recover this. You can see Snatchy, as we mentioned, main AWP now to be Morales. This is Brave pushing through that smoke. He actually gets towards connector, but he's surely done for. Great shot. That's not bad at all, is he? Might even get the double here. Not quite, and it will still be an advantage for Optic here.
Time is starting to run low, but Optic Gaming already on a plan here on that split towards the B-bomb site. There's only Snatchy in play, but he is quite good, obviously, often always delivering with this AWP. He can get into a position. That is a big miss. Can't really afford to miss shots in this situation. What can he do, though? Now the pressure is starting to mount. Oh, this player's all over the place. Oh my goodness, that's a good one. 2 more to go, perhaps, but no, gets denied straight away. And it's a 2 versus 3 on the retake for Virtus.Pro as Pasha creeps in, and maybe he can make it if he can just kill Snappy, but he can't.
So alone for so long, Snatchy there.
Yeah.
That's a really tough decision for him, trying to figure out how to position, trying to picture where the players are coming from, where they're likely to go, which one to peek first. Still getting 1 kill out of that, I think. A lot of people would just panic there, so unfortunate. A rare miss from him, and who knows if he gets that kill. Yeah, maybe a lot more winnable for the side.
Yeah, I think he really fancies their chances. You know, gets that first kill, and then the second one towards the apps, and then it's, you know, he's just delayed enough time. Pasha can come in without getting locked down. Completely different situation. But Mihu can do some damage here. They are, oh my goodness.
Oh, that's crazy. What a turn of events. KGB escapes running past the bullets with the AWP.
Well, yeah, he's one bullet death, right? He's like, well, I need to get away from the bomb blast. I'll just book it out of here. But he saves the AWP. But remember, Mihu makes that really expensive for them. There's going to be compromises for the terrorists at this point. So that was definitely worth it. They've got enough to buy. Apart from Pash, who's gone for the MP9. Not a huge deal. Play yourself and position yourself correctly. You'll be absolutely fine with that weapon. Snatchy back on the AWP. To be fair, I am a fan of Snatchy too. I was being a little bit facetious before. He actually seemed like he has incredible mechanical skill. I'd imagine he hasn't got much big stage experience, but definitely a player to look out for, and it's obvious why these guys picked them up.
He seems to me like, one of those... So I always found that, when you're looking at players, there's also players that can be very good. Most of them need experience. I actually feel like Snatchy is one of those guys that's just a pure gamer. Yeah. He just seems like an actual gamer. Like, you put him in any spot, on stage, anywhere else, he just seems to consistently deliver.
Do we know how old he is?
I actually don't know how old Snatchy is. I'm sure we can get someone on that.
I'd imagine he's probably like 20, 21, something like that.
But the cool thing about him on this team is that he brings something new that VP didn't have before, which is someone that is very confident to just take control of the game and can consistently do so with an AWP.
Well, Mirage looks like he wants to get stuck in as well. He's got himself in towards that underpass. Using the flashbang to eventually get the first pick for Snatchy. That's a little bit too easy for Yugi there. The flashbang deployed, nothing really interesting coming into the fray, but it's Config now with the MP5 pushing through. Neo's there recovering the AWP, and he throws a grenade. That could be Config's cue to push. Oh, I think Neo might be in trouble here. I'm going to flash through, and he won't be able to defend with just the AWP. Might have to focus on the Palace and A ramp at this point.
Got to be careful scoping, and again, as if they move into connector, obviously, that will be location known. Flashed, but nothing doing just yet. MP7 will be thrown away. There's Mirage coming through the underpass, and he will be able to fall back. Doesn't seem like anyone's in that direction at all. Pasha gets punctured, so the man advantage is back for Optic Gaming. And they've got time on the clock, but the bomb's on the floor now. That would have been a huge frag for Mihu, but Neo still got the angle.
That's a really big win for KGB. As you say, Neo, he knows that the bomb is on the pit position. It's such a big rotation for Morales. He can't make it there in time. Yuki will shut him down. And now Neo, 1 versus 3 with the AWP. They know exactly where he is. Flashes in his face. It's just so difficult in this spot. You need the element of surprise. He can't quite find anything. There it is. Another round going in the favor of Optic, and that'll break the money for VP.
Yeah. Config with the ballsy peek there towards spawn as well. There's an AWP there, and you're just challenging with the M4. Fair play.
Loves it.
That's what I'm talking about. This was way too easy, though. Why is Snatchy giving him that pick? Why is there no flash? Why is there no smoke? There's nothing to even assist him. Yugi's incredibly quick. If you give him a chance, he'll hit the shot. And that's going to be eco now for Virtus.Pro as Optic tie things up. We're going to have pretty much full eco here. No one investing too much apart from a Deagle. That's in the hands of Morales. He's got 7 kills to his name. Pasha, 1 and 5. And you can see the MAC-10 and MP5 for Snappy and Nika, respectively. And an A push for throwing these CTs. No one there to receive. There is one player in the form of KGB waiting for them, though. He's probably going to find all 3 here. Not quite.
One thing that we know as well about Danish teams, especially with those those iconic Danish leaders, Glaive, Marcel, and Snappy, is that on Mirage T sites they are the best in the business when it comes to strategies, executions, the routine, and so on. So for me, this is going to be a game of the T sides. VP, how many rounds they can deny from Optic, and then if VP can really repeat that performance, because I do feel like Optic are in most cases going to be getting 8 to 10 here with a good enough start, and they're really starting to formulate that. And the thing to look out for with these Danish teams in particular is that B splits and how they set them up. They're really good at that.
Absolutely agree. 4-3, no AWP available for Virtus.Pro and no helmets. Dan, do you know what that means? That MP5 becomes extremely deadly along with the MAC-10, and it means it can be very aggressive and try and shove those weapons in first. It can be an absolute nightmare to contain. Neo takes a bit of an A to the face, and for now, Optic going towards that connect, exactly what I'm talking about. You want to change the pace a little bit when you've got that MAC-10 going in first. Send him through the smoke, have the element of surprise. Mihu on the cinder box right now, trying to look above the smoke. Actually runs out, so we'll fall back. As Snatchy lies in wait, he can feel movement on the other side towards that connector position.
Config and Snappy covering each other. Always got to be careful of the silencer on the M4A1, as it can concede your position. And the CTs are starting to peek on shore. Is there anything for Mihu to see? Meanwhile, Neo. KGB, nice creep there. He knows his angles. It's a huge headshot from him. He's having a good day so far.
It's there, MAC-10 with the first kill of the round, second kill I should say. See it actually chews through the CTs on the other side. KGB will continue to apply the pain here, and Pasha 3 versus 1. He's only got 1 kill so far. I don't think he'll be pulling this one off with just a single flashbang. The bomb's going to be planted in a nice open spot. Not even worth going for it, really, unless he can get the denial right now. Not going to happen. He'll try his best, sneaking in from CT here. First kill might be his. Yugi misses the shot, but surely the punish comes through here. So many players in front of him, and that's the round. Optic run away with it once again. 5-3, starting to look very convincing for them. In the gun rounds, it's going for the defaults, hitting the shots, and as you said, they're one-on-one duels. They occasionally be creeped around the corner there. He knows exactly where they're going to be positioned. He seems like he's got an advantage almost.
Yeah, one thing so far that's a bit disappointing for me with VP is that we're not seeing the individual level that we know they're capable of. You know, Sachi's missed a few shots, and you know, at the lands we've seen him play at, he's been very consistently incredible. You know, Neo as well, and also Pasha, both having moments in which those duels that they're taking that you'd expect them to be much more successful in. So they need to step that, if they can step up that individual level now as they get warmer, moving forwards, be as sharp as their opponents, who have a very competitive game here, but Optic are starting to run away with it. And another thing to take notice, again, how Optic set up these splits, how they deal with the anti-ecos, anti-force-wise. Very drill, very routine on Mirage. And you can see they've got everything covered here.
Do you know what, on paper, I really like the look of Optic. Like this, you look at the squad and the names, it actually makes a lot of sense. You can kind of work out exactly who's doing what, who's going to be where, who's leading. I like the fact Cajun B's in this team. He's always going to be great at anchoring side, secondary AWPer, and being able to just be disciplined when you've got the looser cannons in the team, like Yugi and Config, for example, who want to hunt for those frags and get the job done. Snappy, similar role to Cajun. All right, boys, calm down.
Hello.
As Bishop throws things out here. Nice shot from Config, as they confirm the 6-3 lead. Pasha with the P250. Down he goes. Config very quickly takes care of him there. Money should be starting to stabilize at this point. In terms of loss bonus, they're at maximum now. That's 5 rounds in a row against them. As they bring out the AWP, will they go for a double AWP setup perhaps? He did mention that maybe Pasha could go with that. Doesn't look like they fancy it, as they will just be going with the single AWP here. I'd like to see an aggressive round from VP. Let's start shutting down their default. They've got way too much freedom to get towards that connector consistently right now. Let's throw a spanner in the works, and hopefully we get that, as you see Morel's actually looking to push towards middle, goes underpass instead, so that's still fine, and Pasha's with him. A change of pace, that's what they needed to do, get in their heads.
And the bomb's over there as well. They just win this fight against Nico. Morel's unspotted so far. They may just think, okay, that's just one guy, he's going to hear all the running away, and now they have a pretty good confirmation as to what's going on, and that's the bomb. He spotted it, gets the kill, and it's not really in a defensible position, so we'll have to fall back, but Optic will have to fall back for it as well. And Mihu takes the chance with the short peek there to capitalize, and things are starting to get a bit dodgy here for Optic as they try to right the ship.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting now. I like this. This is assertive play from VP. They're not just rolling over this round. They've actually got an advantage. And a boost towards short. Oh, wow. Cajun actually wins that duel. Neo got absolutely wrecked there.
Surprised that Pasha and Morel's bought so many grenades if they're both making a play in the underpass.
That's a good point. You normally just want to get a couple of flashes, maybe, just to get yourself out of there. You don't need all the utility, right?
Waste money at that
chance of dying.
Nice shot there from Snatchy. 2 players left. The bomb was collected again quickly by the T's once it was dropped in apartments, but there are issues here. Now for both teams, in fairness. 43 seconds, so there is time for Snappy to get something done, but Yugi will do the job himself. Nice headshot angle for him. Hard for the CTs to deal with, as they'll likely be a lot more exposed, dueling with that position. Where is Morel's now? That becomes a question for Optic. I don't think they know the answer right now. Where do they choose to plant? They secured CT, and a bomb's been planted, and the smoke's in the right place as well.
He's got to walk through that smoke bravely, haven't you? As he does get through successfully now, he actually has maybe a chance in this one. He'll be looking towards that bomb side box. Didn't spot the player there, but certainly someone waiting for him. It's Yugi with the deagle, of course. Finishes things off. It's 7-3, and even after having that pretty nice advantage, to be honest. I like the approach from Virtus.Pro. They managed to bring it down to a 4-4. Mihu realizes that's not good enough. Actually favors Optic at that point. So he pushes a little bit further, gets them an even better advantage, but then the AWP of Yugi once again starts shutting it down. And a 2 versus 1. Morels didn't really stand a chance. He was brave to go for that smoke initially. A lot of players wouldn't even take that, but he gets through. Didn't really work out for him. It's a tactical timeout now, as the money's okay, but maximum loss bonus only get you so far on the CT side. So looks like the partial buy coming through, chaps.
Come on, VP. Make me believe. I want to believe. I know that they can do a bit better than this.
Yeah?
I think of some of the stuff that I saw recently on LAN, just that there's a lot of potential for this team to be something completely new and different, and it definitely seems like the motivation, like, it feels like they've cut away sort of the...
I'm going to say right now...
They've taken out the bullet that's been slowly poisoning them, you know.
The most this team will ever do, I think, will win like a DreamHack Open. It'll be something like that. That's the dizzy heights that we're looking for.
The dizzying heights.
Like, I'm not being rude about it. It's just the way the game's developing.
So very rude.
These old names just don't seem to be keeping up anymore. And I feel like you need either world-class players that's keeping up with the young guns, or you need drastic change. I'm not sure this is enough. I haven't seen enough from Mirage and Snatchy to convince me this is going to be a new look VP that'll be dangerous.
A few steps from Snappy, and that is an open A bomb site. Apart from Mirage in connector, he has a task to do. He's been spotted. He has been swatted as well. 2 players rotating in CT, but not much could be expected in rounds such as this. Almost everyone is dead. He will collect a rifle. Does he know Bardov Molotov though? Doesn't matter because he's dead.
What is the Bardov Molotov exactly?
Well, there are many of them. There are many of them. So there is one for a default plant where the Molotov lands on the box and it goes on both sides of the. So you basically can't plant the bomb there.
So it lands basically on top of those like metal.
It lands on the flat plank.
The flat plank.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it goes both sides, so you can't plant the bomb there. And there's one for triple, which lands on both sides of triple, so you can't plant for short and you can't plant for CT either.
And they're both called Bardov Molotov.
They're both
Bardov 1, Bardov 2?
No, just Bardov Molotov.
Okay, fair enough. So if I say in-game, throw the Bardov Molotov and someone gets it wrong, they should know better.
Yeah, exactly. Just let me through the wrong Bardov Molotov.
Fair enough.
CT's okay. Well, 3 people are dead, basically. And it is advantage Virtus.Pro for the time being. We've got Nico trying to sell something. The bomb's been left behind. There's a nice entry for him, but there are 2 more to catch. CT's moving through the window position. He is surrounded. That is a huge 180 from Nico. And now he's dead.
That's
the bomb
so sick.
probably hasn't been spotted by the CTs though, because of where it is, and you can see it on the radar. Yugi going to collect it. So there's still a chance. Cajun B trying to secure the A site. He's got the sound cues, and Neo's dead.
Snatchy again. 2 versus 1. He has got a smoke, the flashbang, the defuse kit. But look at the positioning. He's not going to know he's coming. Oh, okay then. Cajun B outplayed him there, but couldn't hit the shots required. Take him down to 13. Doesn't make the jump towards short. That'd have been a nice spot to get towards. But now Yugi, pistol out. He knows that he's very low indeed. He's just waiting for a mistake to be made at this point. But still, Snatchy could definitely win this.
What it takes is that one-op shot. And Snatchy playing it smart, making sure that he can know where his opponent is. When he hears the bomb be planted, there's only so many spots Yugi can be occupying.
He walls bangs this. I'm going to be sick.
It's okay. It's all right, Henry. You can keep your lunch or your breakfast.
Dude,
or
I bet he
whatever's
does it.
going on
I
in
can
there.
just feel it. He's oh god, I thought that was it.
This doesn't happen enough. People, like, you've got time to check CT, for example, make sure no one's there. Just make sure no one's there and plant the bomb.
Oh, he's moved out in the perfect timing. Oh my goodness, he's actually going to have a better angle than Yugi, and he's done it! That is so awesome, and it's so cool that he knows, well, it's a gamble, isn't it? He doesn't know if Yugi's going to come off the bomb, because he has time to kind of fake it, see if he can draw Snatchy out. Snatchy just goes for it straight away.
I knew he was going to get the first kill on Cajun B. I knew he was. I fully expected him to deliver.
This was wild, by the way, that kill. Cajun potentially should have taken down there, but like you said, he seemed to know somehow. But there it is. Great play by Snatchy. I absolutely agree.
We have to add also, if you talk about crosshair placement, obviously he doesn't have a crosshair when he's not scoped in, but he keeps his scope close to the direction he's peeking, so he doesn't reveal his position by having his AWP like wider out to the left of something. So that gives him that, well, it gives Cajun B less of an edge, since he's the one holding the angle there.
Here we go. Some CT aggression coming in here, but Snappy seems very aware of the prospect of it. He'll push through. Wow, he seems to know exactly where they are. Great stuff by Snappy. That's really world class. Great play. And it's going to be Snatchy to get back in return, but this guy is on a tear right now. Unbelievable.
Well, that's GG right there.
That's the reset, bro. That's just it. After they got the 1v1, got broken the streak, and this probably reset.
It's the joy of the AKs, man.
That Snappy sequence was beautiful. Really enjoyed that.
Inserting coins for days.
He was, absolutely.
Let's get your coins
Game
inserted.
over. That's going to be Passion out with 5 HP, with just the M4A4, 3 kills to his name, and no choice but to save. That's so sick.
I kind of don't like that they put stairs there instead of the wooden planks.
I like it, because no one actually could do it properly. Everyone's always jumping
around
around it.
There's nothing
so
to do
annoying.
properly. You just run.
I know, but some people always would jump, dude. It was so frustrating.
But I feel like you shouldn't reward those people by just making stairs.
They're not being rewarded. They're rewarding the people who can jump by not getting blocked by idiots.
Yeah.
Who cannot solve the skill ceiling of a box.
It's a difficult one.
It's real life.
Pasha does get an AWP, by the way, so they're probably going to force buy. This was so good.
Yeah, it's such a good read. I think, you know, when you get that deep, the thing is when you get that deep smoke, which we're seeing more of, you understand that the CTs are being aggressive, and that short position, that off angle is pretty common, so it's just too easy for Snappy to solve.
Just to know, Pasha did save the AWP. They had enough of 1 M4 here. They have fully forced bought. They might as well, to be honest. They need these last 2 rounds, as it is a CT-sided map, and Pasha and co will try and fend them off the best they can. They've got a decent amount of utility. It's not awful. They have a defuse kit as well. That's obviously Optic with a huge advantage. But all it takes is 1 AWP shot. Maybe recover a rifle. They're right back in the round.
I like that it's Pasha, you know, because, you know, he mixed up a little bit. Again, Pasha's this player, like, if he's going to pick it up, it's based on feel. Like, he's going to feel like he's got a really solid chance. He's very explosive. He does stuff that you don't expect. He's crazy. And so it can be a great X factor in a situation like this. So another potential benefits of him on this lineup still. And Optic, again, known for very good anti-force buy rounds. They got that mid control. They're so good at building out of the mid control.
Oop. Just saw Pasha as he threw his flashbang. 45 seconds left. They do not have control of connector, but there are no more smokes left if Virtus.Pro. So Optic Gaming. Oh, that's a nice one. Pasha outstaying his welcome in that position. 2 pistols left. That's the bomb. It's going for the gun, but he's at the point of no return now. Desperate situation for Virtus.Pro, and Neo now is alone. 27 seconds on the clock. He's got a 1 versus 1. Oh, that's a lovely burst from him. 22 seconds. The bomb's still on the short position. Not sure if he realizes that just yet. Still can't see it from this particular angle. Maybe wondering why they're coming out, and there it is.
The thing I don't understand there, I think it's typical of Mihu from what I've seen, is he just like wants to go so aggressive. You know, you get that kill. Mill has been completely infested by the other team. You go to pick up the gun, and oh, now I'm completely in the open and I get peeked from a spot where I can't win the duel. It would have been so good to just get that frag, fall back, hold, see what you can do with the crossfire with Neo in connecting, you know? But alas.
Speaking of Neo, up close with the MP9, although you saw KGB look for this angle previously. He's holding a deeper one on this occasion. A counter smoke from him, but flying MP9, another good jumping accuracy. But he holds on to the map control for now. As I say that, he will get taken out. Relz really hopes that grenade won't do too much damage. 50 HP for him. Snatchy's close as well. Got to play close with these pistols. 5-7 cancel, 1 tap a dome. And 20 for Optic to play with. KGB spotted 1 in Palace as well, but Snatchy will fall back.
If Snatchy can get that kill, get a gun there, that could be pretty impactful, but they'll actually go for a combined play into pick position. That's beautiful. They're instead of going for a 1v1, they use their team play, they use a nade, they steal away a gun. It's a 4v4 now, and they're causing, well, there is a rotation here from Optic, slowly moving towards that B-bomb site, but it seems as though VP have read this, and if they haven't, they're just going for the gamble, and whichever way you want to look at it, they've got the right conclusion. So, stacking 4 players on that B-bomb site. There's 40 seconds for the bomb to move into that B-bomb site now, and at this point, it's very unlikely we'll see a rotation back to A.
Snappy's just done them in, mate. It's over. He's going to find every single frag hit. He's not even going to pull the trigger right now, because he knows he's done such a good job here. He's going to help himself to about 3 kills.
He wants more cake than birthdays, Henry.
Hello, lads.
Number 2. Not another one by the bench, though. Pasha, can he save the round? Oh, maybe he's been spotted by someone. Morel's holding things down. The UMP, there won't be enough. 11-4 for Optic.
And it's so good to have the flanks, like try to get it, use the player to set up a flank in all these situations. Gives you a good plan B if things go a little bit wrong as well.
Still got a good feeling about VP, Dan, or?
Well, I knew that it would be a strong T side for
yeah,
Optic.
You knew that as well, did you? So
well,
you knew the close game. You knew that would also be
I did say that.
You got everything right then, haven't you? You've worked it all out.
It's but I do feel like VP, if they're able to get a pistol going, we're gonna have.
Well, they got a second round force by victory,
so
that felt like it was enough, to be honest.
I think that I mean we have to see if Virtus.Pro, let's assume they win a pistol and go 7-11.
Yeah.
If they can abuse the AKs like Optic did, that is the question.
Let's touch Yuki. He's done.
Pistols being spammed in the connector area. Config holding his position for now, but it will be trades. Man advantage for Optic at the moment. We've got jumping frags from Neo. He knows Yuki's low. Oh! Please! Police! Bomb planted, 2 versus 3. A pop flash to try and take CT, but so many players spotted in Connector. 3 guns versus 1. And now Pasha has a lot to do. That was a must-win pistol, and they do not win.
That was filthy, dude. Can we get ultra slow motion on that jumping shot? I just want to see Dan's soul disappear as the bullet comes in.
Dissolve.
Oh, wow. Neo just knew as well. I thought he was going for the burst fire blocks, but it just didn't work out for him. Snappy and co. Shut it down. 12-4. And presumably the force spike comes in next round. Here we, oh, nice. This is perfect. Here we go. See you, mate. Absolutely taken down.
My old friend.
Ouch. So Eco now. They're going to buy a little bit. Hopefully get a bomb down out of it. But this should be 13-4 and they can buy up in the next round.
Going for that. Oh, that A push. There's the MP5.
Lovely.
Does sound pretty cool.
Especially in slow motion. Where do you hear that? You get a big MP5 sequence. It's really cool.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I think I've had that yet. So VP, what are you going to do? They're waiting out the counter grenades at this point, and it does seem like they are not long for this world.
Neo would have heard those footsteps running away from Connector, so there was a gamble to be made moving through the smoke. And Nico was just having a look at mid while Neo standing in the smoke itself. Ooh, no, you will not make money with that MP5, sorry. Pasha and Morels, all that's left here for Virtus.Pro. This has not been the start to the half that they wanted.
It really isn't, but they do get the AKs now. So this is pretty much last chance for them. They're going to have any sort of showing here on Mirage. Dan, did you know they'd lose the pistol as well?
Nothing's guaranteed, Henry.
No, nothing's guaranteed in this world.
Established this yesterday.
Okay.
But yeah, the main issue here is that we're not getting the bomb down in the previous round or something like that. There's a very limited utility selection here for VP, and that can force you into some less than optimal.
They're going to have to go for some heads-up duels at the start.
Yeah.
Right? They can't dump their utility in a default and hopefully get the map control they need. Someone needs to find a pick, essentially, here.
Yeah.
They can't really rest on their laurels as the utility comes through from the CT side. Pasha won't be going for that window pick anytime soon. But they are starting to dissect middle. No AWP up against them. That's some good news. Occasion B on the SMG this round. As Virtus.Pro edge forward is Snatchy leading the charge here. Remember, lose this one, they are pretty much done for. Unless a bomb gets planted and a couple players save, that's the only way they can continue buying.
Nico holding the off angle, as you can see. He may think no one's here. He may think no one's paying attention. I think he made a footstep. So Nico should have an idea that the ladder area has been compromised. Cool the ambulance. AK's not really having the success that Optic had. Virtus.Pro, sorry, Optic not really giving them the opportunities just yet, and that's what I'm talking about, the off angles. Resetting as well. 3 for Nico. Monstrous plays on shot. Got the bomb as well. Smoked it off. Thank you. Good night and goodbye.
3 kills. They run into him one by one. There's a kill though for Pasha. Is it going to be enough to convert this round? They've got 30 seconds now. The bomb's down as short. The CT's starting to rotate through. What utility have they got left? Just a flash. They're going to try and grab that bomb and get the hell out of dodge, but I'm not sure they'll even have time to grab and get to A at this point. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. Nico gets his fourth, looking for the ace. Pasha denies it, but ultimately the round goes in favor of Optic. It's 14-4, and Virtus.Pro do not really have the cash to justify a buy here, but they have to really do it. They can't really allow Optic to have 11 match points. That's not really justifiable as Nico. Unfortunately for them, they really need to flash that and go in together, because 1 by 1 at that point really was not effective. They'd have something that would push the CT back, make him turn around and give them a compelling chance of getting that kill. They do not force fight, but they are going for an A execution here. Ideally get the plant down if they even get that far. The telegraph smokes, it's really going to be difficult for them, especially with Cajun B's position. If you look at him, he's actually got himself in towards Shadow. That's such a good place to shut this down because they haven't got armor. They can't really get the bomb down. They haven't really got the firepower to get him out of position. Unless that Molotov somehow lands in his spot, it's not going to. They deploy that towards jungle. And here we go. They'll go forward, and Cajun B should find multiple frags here. There we go, the first 2, maybe a third. And indeed, he's absolutely wrecked him. It's going to be just back up, and we've got match point.
VP are looking very blunt today.
You know what I think their biggest issue is?
Go on.
I think it's they need a fresh pair of eyes, but maybe in a support position, as in out of the game rather than in the game.
I agree. Maybe
because
a new coach is required. You know?
Yeah.
Like Cuban's been there 5 years now. They doesn't seem to be changing their gameplay. Maybe they need someone actually from another team who's been playing at top level now this year and understands the current meta. And
Henry G?
I'm never doing that. I'm not going for that stress.
Yeah,
being a coach.
I think it's even worse at this point because obviously they're trying to solve things within Poland. I think even at this point, it's worth just having a mad bad English conversation with somebody who is from a different country who can help. Now, there's still a chance for Virtus.Pro, at least for this particular round, 5 versus 3 as Miko starts to move into that short position. That's a smoke that Miku likes to throw as well off the corner to give some space for the CTs on short. In the meantime, Yugi will take Pasha out of this round.
The sad thing there is that, as Pasha wanted to push into the A-bomb side, there's players on pit that could perhaps have flashed for him as he's pushing in, but we're just seeing these raw peaks. So it's very disjointed here from VP. They're just running in blind.
It's 1-by-1 again.
Just dry peaks. And they just have to hit the shots, and that's not what you can't win a game like that against a team of the caliber of Optic.
Where's Mihu been this entire time? Like, they just walked into A with half their squad with no nades after having a 5-on-3 advantage.
Yeah, that's an uninspired performance there from the likes of Virtus.Pro. Somewhat disappointing. I think we've seen some good things on some maps for them. It could be the case that because the team is also quite new, they're just not super prepared on all of the maps, don't have all the protocols in place. We saw them on LAN play Cash very well, going toe-to-toe with NIP, but other than that, not too much promise.
I think we've commented many maps of Mirage where they've lost, where they've been eliminated from multiple majors now at this point. I think we've done their last 2 elimination matches, both on Mirage. So it doesn't seem to be going so well for them, but I do think, like, strategically, maybe in the nation of Poland, as far as Virtus.Pro is concerned, they're out of ideas, and well, perhaps some difficult language barrier, but international influence may be helpful.
It's worrying where Kingwin, a team where Tan's joined, arguably took a step down from VP to go down to Tier 2. They look more compelling right now than Virtus.Pro. Right? In my opinion, they're winning trophies. They have 1 DreamHack opens at least. Virtus.Pro, they're not getting anywhere near that. I obviously sound very pessimistic. I just feel like we're giving them way too much time now. It's just like, when does it end? Here are the stats. We do have some brilliant stats to break down to you today. Cajun B, great game by him. Some fantastic rounds. Snappy as well. Really enjoyed his backstabs, his positioning. He seemed to be in the right place at the right time. Yugi, beast as ever. Nico, you'd expect higher numbers from him, but it was a 16-4 victory.
Look at Snatchy.
Yeah, he's killing it.
I'm not used to seeing him down there.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
9 and 18.
He's normally at the top, but there it is.
It's
not a good game for them.
A loss is a loss, right? But we've got another map to come up. They can still bring things back. It's a classic VP map, Train. They actually defined how it should be played a few years ago. Maybe a greater chance of winning on that map. I'm not so sure. I'm trying to build some sort of romantic storyline.
It can't be worse.
Clutching at straws there.
It can't be worse.
More than.
Well, I enjoyed that game, to be fair. I thought Optic actually brought a really stunning performance there. VP need to wake up. Can they do it? It's going to be Train next.
Look at you're clutching your crumples.
I know, I actually picked it up at the end. I was like, I do need these, actually.
I do need this.
We'll take a break and come back with the lovely second map very shortly, so don't go anywhere.